Welcome back, and joining me for a closer look at what's played out on the market scene today is Andrew Padoa from Sasfin Wealth. Thank you so much for your time. Andrew, we are really trying to gauge the health of the South African economy today after that increase that we saw in GDP in the second quarter. And of course, actually coming out at the upper end of market forecasts. What can we deduce from that momentum?
Well, firstly, thanks for having me, Zanati. I think it's a step in the right direction. Normally, when we have economic updates, it's normally a surprise to the downside. So it's a breath of fresh air to see it on the upside for a change. I think, South Africa is not going to be growing at growth rates that we're seeing in countries like India, but we are seeing incremental improvements, and I think that's important. No load shedding, Transnet's getting their act together. So, maybe we're not going to be growing at 5%, but at least there's a floor to the economic growth rates going forward.
All right. Well, let's get into the company news. Of course, a big deal was announced today. Every news site has it as the leading story, and that is the agreement between Anglo American and Tech Resources to merge. And of course, we know that they've been a previous takeover targets by Glencore and BHP, but they've decided to go at it together. How much of a surprise was this?
I think it was a big surprise, to be honest. If we look at Anglo's, they've just reinvented themselves. They were a takeover target not so long ago, and now they're stepping up to be a global powerhouse. So look, it's very interesting times. They're going to be one of the biggest copper players in the world now, top 5. This merger is also going to slash some, there's going to be synergies with kind of the merger. So I think struggling Anglo's is kind of rewriting its narrative from being one of those takeover targets to becoming a predator. Yeah, very interesting. And of course, we will be keeping a close eye on it. I think they said before the regulatory approvals get over the line, I think we have about between 12 to 18 months. Correct.
So crossing fingers there. Well, something that investors have been crossing fingers for is also progression in SPAR's strategic positioning.
Yes.
Of course, we know that they have experienced a lot of woes in their international businesses. Earlier this year, they finally exited Poland, and today they finally said that they sold the Swiss business. A 7% surge in that share price. Is confidence on an upward trajectory on that stock?
It appears that way. They're trying to simplify their business and reduce debt levels, and it's a step in the right direction. I think that the business really needs to focus on what's going on in South Africa. It's really competitive in South Africa with what's going on with ShopRite, and over and above this, they have to deal with what's been going on in Switzerland. So at least there's one less thing for them to worry about. But absolutely, it's a step in the right direction for the business.
Oh, seeing that retail landscape is getting more complex because now Walmart says it's coming in.
They're coming.
Yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of drama there, but it's going to be very interesting for us. Well,
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at Logistics Supergroup. Released their year-end results today, and on the numbers we saw small decreases from the top to the bottom line. The company citing difficult trading conditions, and of course we know the strategic moves that they have embarked on, and so they called it a transformative year. How would you characterize the company's performance amid all these factors?
I think transformative year is a fair assessment. The results weren't great. If we look at revenue and earnings, revenue down, earnings down, operating profit down. But at least, there is that element of the strategic reset with selling that SG fleet. That's unlocked 7.5 billion rand in cash. Nice special dividend for shareholders. They're bringing down their debt levels as well. So it looks like, despite softer performance, the business is going to be much cleaner and in a stronger financial position going forward.
All right. Well, talking about strong, where are you finding value today, Andrew? Your stock pick?
Yeah, I'm going for an aviation business. I'm going for Transtime. So they're in that aviation sector. It's a world-class business. They sell airplane components to the likes of Airbus and Boeing. Shares have had a bit of weakness recently, but we see that as a really attractive entry point into a high-quality compounder.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your insights and analysis on what has moved investors' money today, Andrew. Much appreciated. That was Andrew Padoa from Sasfin Wealth.